So let's go for a walk. I've noticed that most of the tourists just hit the high spots, the lookouts and stuff like that. So there's a lot of good spots to get some really great photographs of the Grand Canyon. The day before yesterday when I was here, I walked 5.5 miles in one direction. But then my foot started hurting, so I had to turn around and go back. Having a problem with my heel. Tendon's trying to pull away from the heel. It's planters, inflace, something or another. I don't know. Anyway, no biggie. But I like to find the spots where not too many people are around. And I get close to the edge sometimes, but not stupid close.
Not taking the bike path.
So I guess I'll load this video up on the YouTube site. It's not doing too well, so I'm not paying that much attention to it. I'm not going to try to be a YouTuber and spend all my time concentrating on making videos and editing videos. I'm here to explore and enjoy and be free. And so far, I'm digging the hell out of it, man. I am loving it. Especially with my campsite over there. And then yesterday, I posted some pictures of a new sweet spot where I'm going to camp at today. Hello, Mr. Squirrel. So far, day before yesterday, I had a squirrel posing for me, so I took a couple pictures of him. And the deer. The deer are really skinny. The one I saw yesterday, I just saw the one, not yesterday, but the day before. And he was like skin and bone, man. I've never seen a deer so skinny. But I guess there's just not a lot of stuff for him to eat this time of year around here, so, you know. And I saw about 6 elk, which were good size and healthy. So, you know. Other than that, that's about all seen as far as wildlife. Nothing spectacular. But it is like midsummer, so, you know. But yeah, the YouTube channel's not off to a very good start, so I must not be very entertaining. I don't give a shit, you know. I'm just putting them up for memories. That is one deep canyon. First time I saw the Grand Canyon, I came from the other side, and I was amazed. Because it was just flat ground, and then all of a sudden, there's the canyon. I'm like, man, I'm sure there's not another place in the world like this. It's a really amazing spot. So God gave America the Grand Canyon, and you should come and see it before you get too old or something happens to you and you can't go anymore or whatever. But it's 12 miles from the visitor center all the way around the rim. But then you have to turn around and come back, because it stops at a dead end, and you don't necessarily have to walk the whole 12 miles back, because there are other pathways that will lead you back up to the rim and to the visitor area and the parking lots and shuttle bus, whatever you're using. So I went to the little grocery store they have here. So I looked in the little town. I didn't see one, but it's probably off on the side somewhere. So I asked the guy at this store. He told me where the grocery store in town is. Cause let me tell you something, folks. If you're coming to the Grand Canyon, bring enough food with you. A can of chili is like $6. A loaf of bread's like $3.50. I did find a small pack of some really huge Italian sausage for like $3.50. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this because I can eat these 4 pieces of Italian sausage in 2 days. I guess it's kind of like they've been there for a little while, so they knocked the price down on them. But it was the only one that had 4 in it. The rest of them had like 6 or 8, and they were like $12 and $15. But anyway, you see what I'm saying? They're gonna rip you for every penny they can get off of you. It costs $35 to get into the park. However, when I visited Devil's Tower, the lady gave me a veteran's lifetime pass to all the United States parks. Now, it's not good at state parks or county parks. Only U.S. Forest parks and U.S. Forestry for camping, dispersed camping. Now, if you want to camp here at the Grand Canyon and you're not in an RV, I don't know how much it is for an RV. I don't have an RV, so I don't care. I think they're just, well, it's not my ideal camping. So anyway, $18 a night if you want to camp, if you've got like a van like I do, or you want a tent camp. I don't know if it's more for RVs or not, but it's $18 a night. So, and they have hookups and showers and toilets and all that. So, you know, that's really good. That's the cheapest I've seen, and I was really surprised. And there were a lot of camp spots. There's a lot of camp spots here, as I'm sure you can imagine. So $18 a night to camp if you want to camp. And it goes up to like 26. I think one was 26. And then it goes on up. I think they have some like a little rental cabins or something. And anyway, it goes up from like 26 to $225 a night. So all you people that have more money than you have sense, come to the Grand Canyon, pay the $225 a night to park your RV or stay in a hotel room. Not my ideal camping. And every day it clouds up like this, or it has so far since I've been here. This is my third day here, I think. Yeah, anyway. So I'm not paying for camping anywhere. So far on this trip, I left 2 days after Father's Day, and I have not paid for camping anywhere. And if you plan on stopping in Flagstaff and camping out somewhere around Flagstaff, the only place I can recommend as far as dispersed camping is Marshall's Lake. Now, there's not a lake there. The lake's on down the street a couple miles, but it's free camping. There's like 150 camp spots, and I went down there like 3 times, and there were always plenty of spots available. Seems like people want to pay to park. I don't get it. But anyway, camping spots around Flagstaff start at $35 a night. And that's with vault toilets, no hookups. If you want full hookups and a dump station and all that, you're gonna have to pay more. But I'm just finding my little micro van out in God's creation. And the place I've been for the last 2 nights was just spectacular. I mean, it was wide open. There was nobody there but me. And when I left my campsite this morning, there were only 3 people had came to that campground. There's a lot of places around here to camp. This one that I'm at is like 3 miles from the entrance to the Grand Canyon. And if you're coming from the canyon out the highway, it's the second Forest Service road on the left. So any of you guys that are thinking about coming to the Grand Canyon, you got a camper on your pickup, or you got a tent, or you got a van that you build out, or if you're like me and you have a micro van that's a throw and go, which is exactly what mine is. I just threw some stuff in it. I just couldn't wrap my head around how to do a build that was going to be comfortable and yet have space and be somewhat portable, and just starting on a journey like this. I'm going to do this for at least a year, maybe 2 years, and if things go really well, I might do it longer, might not. I might get tired of it next month and just decide, hey, I don't want to do it anymore. But right now, I'm enjoying it immensely, and I plan on staying the summer up in here around Grand Canyon and Flagstaff and all that, you know, and And then when it starts getting cold up here, I'm going to start slowly moving south down to Quartzsite, Arizona, and Lake Havasu. I think that's on the California side. It's right at the border. And I'm out here walking in the woods, as you can see. I haven't seen a rattlesnake so far, and God willing, I won't. I'm not that interested in walking up on a rattlesnake. And if you're going to say, hey Ron, walk up to the edge and point the camera over the hill and let's take a good picture. Well, if you want that picture, you're going to have to come get it yourself. Because I'm not getting so close to the edge with my dizzy ass that I'm going to fall off in there. Right here's a good spot to show you why. If you fall off in there, brother, they might as well not even come trying to drag your ass back out. Because you're going to be dead by the time you hit the bottom. If you even make it to the bottom, which I don't think you probably would. But there's some spots out here where you would definitely make it to the bottom, like that rock right over there. If you was to fall off that sucker, man, you'd be dead by the time you hit the bottom down there. You'd probably bounce off that thing 3 or 4 times on the way down, so we're not going to play that. We are going to stay safe and uninjured. So we got lots more places to go and things to do and people meet and all that kind of stuff. So this might be a long video for YouTube. And now another thing, as far as getting a signal, I use Boost Mobile, which just recently, like day before yesterday, introduced that they are now 5G and cover 99% of the United States. And I get very little signal where my campsite is, 3 miles outside of the Grand Canyon. But here at the Grand Canyon, I don't know if they have a public wireless access or not. I think they do down by the visitor center, stuff like that. So, you know, if you want to load up some videos or something, you might want to do that before you leave here, unless you have some kind of Wi-Fi that you pay for that you can get a signal out. It's an amazing place. I have no idea how long it took for this to form, but it is huge and it is deep. I think somebody said it was something like 8,000 feet or something. I don't know about all that business, but it's deep. So yeah, put down remote control. Get your ass up out of that lazy boy chair. Go out and straighten up your camper, your van, or get all your tent supplies together. And come out and take a visit. It's worth seeing in person. I know I'm trying to give you a little video here of what the walking paths are like, and there goes a big crow or a buzzard. And just give you some idea, you know, what it's like. And they do have trails that you can walk down into the canyon. They have, I think it's like I think the short one is like 1/4 of a mile. You can walk down in the canyon with a guide, or, you know, a guide takes a group down. And I did that when I was out here last time, which was 24 years ago. And they have a 2.5 mile hike that you can do. And they also have mule rides down into the canyon. And that's a all-day thing, so they take you down to the bottom of the canyon and you come back. And you can also hike down to the very bottom of the canyon, and they have like little cabins down there or something, but their thing about that is if you walk all the way down to the bottom of the canyon, you have to spend the night there at those little cabins they have there, because of the dangers of heat stroke and all that coming back out. And it's not a hike that you can do all the way down and back out in one day and it'd still be daylight by the time you got back. So, you know, the Park Service has ran the Grand Canyon for many, many years, so I think they pretty much have it down to a science now. One thing that does surprise me, though, is that you can walk right up to the edge of the rim. Like this. This is as close to the edge as I'm getting. But the thing that surprised me is they don't have guardrails in the areas like this. And there's a lot of kids up here and stuff, you know, so if you're bringing your kids with you, keep your kids under control. Nobody wants to see anybody die or injured from being stupid at the Grand Canyon. And another thing, I can't stress this enough. This is God's beautiful creation. Don't throw your trash on the ground. If you've got a chewing gum wrapper or you brought some paper towels to wipe the sweat off your forehead, put them in your pocket. There are no trash cans spread out along the trail. They're mostly at places like the parking lot and the visitor centers, the bathrooms and stuff like that. So if you have trash, people, be respectful. Put the trash where it goes. Oh, that's a nice spot right here. Cool, man. Check it out. Yep, like I said, I'm not getting too close to the edge. My old ass is 68 years old. As a month or so ago. I've seen people right out on the very edge. I saw a guy sitting on that rock right over there. I don't know if my finger's pointing at it or not because the sun's shining on the camera. I can't see the camera. But anyway, on that tallest rock right there, there was a guy sitting there with his feet dangling off. I'm like, yeah, I took a picture of it, of him or her, whatever it was, to post on Facebook. You might think it's grand to do that or you're brave, but there's a big difference in being brave and stupid. And if you were sitting on the edge of that, you would be 100% stupid. Because you can see where it's cracked right through there and the crack is coming on down through there. And you don't know if it just needs 5 pounds of weight or if it needs 200 pounds of weight for it to collapse and your ass go off down into there. So anyway, the clouds are coming up. Looks like the rain's gonna come around. Only got rain at the campsite one time. I guess it's just the way the wind's blowing. It comes over here, it rains across the canyon, and not out in the campsite. That's kind of funny. But it has clouded up at the campsite just like this every day. But like I said, it only rained one time. But here it rained every day in the afternoon, you know, come a shower, and that's it. And when I say come a shower, I mean a good, hard, heavy shower for about an hour. And then it's gone. But this is really worth a visit, so I encourage everyone that if you can come here, then go ahead and do it. It's something you'll never forget. So okay folks, I'm going to cut it here because I'm going to start back and I'm going to go to my campsite and attach my room to my micro van so I can sit outside without the bugs. And I'm going to break out my stove and my skillet, and I'm going to cook up some of that Italian sausage, and I might grab half a dozen eggs or something to go with it, and some potatoes. And I'm just going to sit around and enjoy freedom and being at peace with Mother Nature. Yeah, this video is probably going to be so long by the time I stop it. People are only going to watch the first 30 seconds. But for those of you who have took a look at my YouTube videos, I appreciate you very much. I'm hoping to grow the channel, but I'm not going to make a job out of it. And as far as editing videos and all that kind of jazz, I don't think I'm even going to fool with that. I'm just going to whip out my cell phone, hit video like I'm doing now, and make a little video of where I'm at, what I'm seeing, and what I'm doing. And, you know, that's pretty much going to be the way that's going to go. So I'm not going to spend my time worrying about how many people saw my videos or how many subscribers I have or what can I do to get more. To me, it's just something to kind of pass the time, and I can put it on YouTube and I can look at it anytime I want to. And yes, sir, the sky is singing. And I think it's trying to tell me you need to head back to the van because I'm fixing to cut loose. So, as you can see, the trails are paved, and then there's some dirt trails that you can go on like we just did. And if you want to come up here and stay a couple weeks, then there's different parts of the canyon that you can go to do different things. You know, you can take the mule rides down in the canyon, or you can hike down. They have bicycles you can rent. Yes, sir. So, I saw some lightning going on over there. I was hoping I could catch some on this video, but yeah, I think we'll go. It's pretty warm out here right now. It's in the 80s, in the upper 80s. And the main trail is all paved like this, so, you know, you don't have to worry about getting your nice new white Nikes all dirty. As for me, I wear Walmart $13 tennis shoes, and I don't give a shit how dirty they get. If they get too bad, I'll throw them away and get another $13 pair. And if you want to learn some facts about the Grand Canyon, how it formed, what kind of wildlife is here, what types of vegetation is here, and learn about rafting the Colorado River and all that kind of stuff, they do a big spiel down at the visitor center. There's a park ranger down there that tells you the story of the Grand Canyon and how it formed and why it is the way it is. So that's something you can check out before you start your walk, or after you finish, you can check it out. And I think it goes all day. And they have a small little restaurant, and they've got a good sized gift shop, of course, where a walking stick will cost you $50. I don't know why you want to pay $50 for a walking stick. You can go out to my campsite, walk around out in the woods and find one for free. Yeah, I saw one little prickly cactus at the campsite yesterday. I took a picture of it and put it on Facebook if you want to look at it. Small. Probably, I don't know how long it takes a cactus to grow. I know some of them are hundreds of years old, and, you know, so this one was a newbie. Maybe he was 10 years old or something, I don't know. I don't know anything about cactus, I'm just saying. That's the only one I saw. Haven't seen any up here at the canyon itself, but back to camp spot, saw the one. And right now, of course, there's a ban on campfires because it's too dry. I mean, even though it comes a good hard shower almost every day, or has so far, it's not but about an hour before it's all dry again. So, you know, one little spark could turn an amazing campground into a burnout field. So if you come here, make sure you follow the rules about campfires. Don't be an idiot. And take your friggin' garbage with you when you leave. If you're dispersed camping, I walked around yesterday probably about a mile around the campsite, just out walking, enjoying nature and looking around, and looking at other camp spots. Somebody had left their homemade toilet behind a burnout tree. I guess they thought they were hiding it, but that's pretty disgusting. And toilet paper all around it. And I wasn't about to clean it up because who knows what going to jump on you when you pick up something like that. So just be respectful and don't do stuff like that. And when you're dispersed camping, there are no trash cans, there are no pit toilets, there is no water. So you have to bring your own water, bring your 5-gallon bucket with a toilet seat on or whatever you've got. And bag your disposable stuff. And now I'm not going to take a dump in a bucket and then store the bag somewhere in my van. That's be about the stupidest thing you could do. So you can store them outside, and every couple of days put it in a bigger trash bag, tie it up real good, sit it right beside your door and take it to the trash can. But don't just do your business in a bag and tie it up and put it behind a tree somewhere. Best thing I could recommend that you do, which at all the camp spots I saw yesterday, is pretty much what people have been doing, and you could tell they either dug a hole and put, their stuff in it and covered it up. But if you're going to do that, make sure you dig the hole at least a foot deep and cover it up real good, and maybe just like put a stick on it or something, so somebody will know that's what that area was used for. That's what I noticed yesterday. So probably most of the people that had camped in those spots were used to dispersed parking. I myself do not have a shovel with me, so I was thinking I'm going to go. There's no Walmart up here, so can't run to Walmart and get something. You got to drive an hour. But I do have a hatchet, and it has a cover across the blade. It's made out of metal, so I can dig up some dirt with that and not mess up my hatchet. And right now there's no reason for me to use a hatchet because there's a ban on fires, and most of the campsites where I'm camping at anyway, most of them already have a fire ring built there. And if there's not one built there, then there's plenty of rocks laying around where you can build your own if you're here when you can have a campfire. And some people just build a small ring, and make a small fire, and then when they get ready to go, they clean all the mess up, lay the wood aside, and some people will leave the ring. Some people kind of like take it apart and just throw the rocks around. I don't know. If I was going to go to the trouble of building a fire ring, then I would leave it for the next person. so they wouldn't have to do it. But some people just like doing that, so you know, if that's what you want to do, then do it. But all I'm trying to say is be respectful of God's creation, keep it clean, be respectful of other campers, don't camp too close to anybody that you don't have to, don't play your music loud enough for people camping near you to hear, because they probably don't like your music. So, you know, just be respectful, enjoy yourself, and enjoy being out here doing this. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you a little bit while I'm out here and nobody's around, why I'm doing this. I watched all the YouTube videos, you know, Minivan Lee and Bob Wells and all that. And I thought, man, that'd be great to do that, you know. How could I do it? And my son offered to let me come and stay with him rent-free at his home down in South Alabama, as he was retiring from the Army with 23 years in the Army. Go Army. And he has a good job now working with I think it's like a medical supply and distribution service. But anyway, he makes a decent amount of money and he has his own hours. And he's his own boss, so that's all good. But anyway, to get back to what I was saying. So I moved down. I got a job at Fort Rucker doing demolition and cleanup. I had lost Leona. I know some of you know Leona. If you've seen any of my pictures on Facebook of my trucking days and stuff, most of that was during the 16-year period that Leona and I were together, and she died of ovarian cancer last year. And then my good friend, who was also my girlfriend back in 95, 96, Cindy Terry, and Cindy passed away this year. I think it was in January, of lung cancer. She didn't even know she had it. I mean, you know, she had medical problems, but she didn't know she had cancer. And then I had some other relatives that died and some friends that died, and a girl that I went to high school with who was in the Flag Corps. I was in high school band. I was a drummer. And she died of COVID. And about 2 weeks after she died of COVID, her husband died of COVID. So that was a lot to have going on in such a short period of time. So anyway, last year I had a nervous breakdown. It was just too much stuff going on. But anyhow, try to shorten the story a little. I worked at Fort Rucker and saved up as much money as I possibly could. Paid off pretty much everything I had to pay off. Sold my car, sold my Harley, bought this micro minivan, and decided I was going to hit the road. And this time not as a truck driver, but just enjoying retirement. So I retired when I was 62. And I don't know what you So anyway, as I was saying, I don't know what you hope to get out of your retirement, but mine turned out to kind of suck. So I got really bored sitting around, nothing to do, so I went back to work. Started off at 2 days a week, just have something to do and make a little extra money. And then prices started going up, so I went from 2 days to 3 days. Then went from 3 days to 4 days. And I was like, hold up. I'll give you 4 days a week, 8 or 10 hours a day. But I gotta have my 3 anyway. So I worked at a carpet distribution center in Dalton, Georgia for 8 years. Started out as a local driver, picking up and delivering carpet and hardwood floor and stuff. Anything that has to do with flooring. Different places around Dalton, Calhoun, all the way down to Atlanta. Sometimes past Atlanta, down toward Macon. And I enjoyed doing it because I was by myself most of the time, which is good for me. So I'm getting back in the touristy area. But anyway, I decided to do this because I'm getting older. And I thought it would be a good thing to do with the during the latter part of my 60s and my retirement. But anyway, it doesn't cost that much to do this. I paid cash for my van, so I don't have any payments there. Insurance is a little bit high. I pay like $90-something a month from insurance on my van. But that's because I got a speeding ticket in Dothan, Alabama. On my way to work one morning, in a little bit of a hurry. State trooper got me at 82. I said, what about the guy in front of me? And he said, well, he was doing 81. I said, well, how can he be doing 81? I'm doing 82 and I'm behind him. I think he just gave me this ticket because I have a Georgia tag. Which didn't make any difference. I should have just kept my mouth shut. But anyway, that cost me around $200-something. It made my insurance go up. So I use Boost Mobile for my phone. It cost me $26 a month. My insurance is around $90-something a month. And I get around $1,200 a month in SSI. And before I left, I saved up $4,000 for the emergency fund, in case anything happened to the van. Because it is a high mileage van. I've got 240-something thousand miles on it. I put a little over 8,000 miles on it since I've been doing this trip. And so I was spending sometimes around $100 a day in fuel costs. So I didn't stop anywhere for long.
You can come up on the path to come over here. I'm going to. Oh, okay. But I have to hold on to the tree for my sanity. Come over here. Come to me and then go down. Or down. Wait.
So, the point I'm trying to make is you can do this off a little bit of money. I know people that are doing this that get less than $800 a month. And they're living the nomad life, so, it's all good. Anyway, we're getting back in the tourist area, so I'm going to cut this video off here in a minute.
Andy, come here.
Dad said get off those.
Wait,
India.
wait, let me take a picture.
Look at them daredevils right at the edge, looking down.
Wow. And here I was going
down or going up the stairs, and then I looked
Someone's hat fell down there. It happens.
Okay, I'll finish the story and everything for you later. Right now, it's too many people. I gotta go. I don't like crowds. So, call it a day. Have a good one.